Who's that?
You must be new. That is Bruce Wayne.
Mr. Wayne. Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
What's your position on the Bat Vigilante in Gotham? Civil liberties are being trampled on in your city. People living in fear. He thinks he's above the law.
The Daily Planet criticizing those who think they're above the law is a little hypocritical, wouldn't you say? Considering every time your hero saves a cat out of a tree, you read a puff piece editorial about an alien. You could burn the whole place down.
Most of the world doesn't share your opinion, Mr. Wayne.
Maybe it's the Gotham City in me. We just have a bad history with freaks dressed like clowns.
Boys! Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. I love it. I love bringing people together. How are we?
Lex?
Hi, hello, Lex. It is a pleasure. Ow! Wow, that is a good grip. You should not pick a fight with this person. You know the oldest lie in America, Senator? That power can be innocent.
You're gonna go to war. That son of a bitch brought the war to us. You know you can't win this. It's suicide.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
You're psychotic.
This is a three-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
It's time you learn what it means to be a man.
Stay down! If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
If man won't kill God, the devil will do it.
What have you done?
Doomsday.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are we all doing? Hi, you alright? Good. So today is Thursday, 3rd of December 2015. Christmas is around the corner. More importantly, Star Wars The Force Awakens Episode 7 is around the corner. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about, obviously, the latest brand spanking new trailer of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. And from everything I've just seen, I mean, this is probably about the millionth time that I've watched the trailer. It just looks spectacular. It absolutely looks amazing. Was not expecting them to showcase Doomsday. Although I've read rumours in previous months about Doomsday appearing on the film, I thought to myself, I'll take it with a pinch of salt. So apparently the script got leaked on the internet somewhere. No, I haven't been bothered to find it because I want to wait till the film itself comes out. But it's good that we've got Doomsday, or at least an iteration of Doomsday anyway. I'll get to that in a bit. I just want to talk about the interaction between Clark and Bruce. That was phenomenal. They obviously must know who each other is, especially when we've got the sneak peek on Monday of, you know, Superman meeting Batman, who's tied up, takes off his cowl, sees who he is, this, that and the other, and many are theorising that that could be a dream sequence, which I also believe is the case, because the outfit that Batman's wearing has been titled Nightmare Batman. If you've been to like New York Comic Con, for example, they actually showcased a toy of Batman in said outfit listed as Nightmare Batman. So there's a possibility that it is a dream sequence. The other interesting thing is during that trailer, if you stop it very quickly, you may notice what could well be parademons, okay, or a nightmarish version of bats. But they look closer to parademons than they do bats. Again, if it's just a dream sequence, whose dream is it? Is it Batman's, or is it Superman's, or is it someone else's entirely? I don't know. We now know for definite that Lex somehow is the reason Superman and Batman go at each other, because this trailer pretty much confirms it all. And I also believe that Lex probably knows that Superman and Clark Kent are the same person, Batman and Bruce Wayne are also the same person, especially when he shook Clark's hand and said, nice grip, you do not want to pick a fight with this guy. So, yeah. Very interesting. Wonder Woman. Can we just talk about Wonder Woman? While she hasn't said a single word in any of the trailers that we have seen so far, her presence is just amazing. She's there. The boys know that she's there. The little quip that Superman says to Batman, "Is she with you?" And he replies, well, I thought she was with you. You know? And it's like, guys, it's cool. She's here. The three of you are here. The Trinity are alive and well on the big screen. The fact that all three of them are there, standing there, it's just amazing. And that end shot of all three of them is quite a familiar shot. I've seen something similar to that. And if you've read this book, okay, Infinite Crisis, basically the second part of the major crisis event that DC have been running since, like, well, since forever. After Crisis on Infinite Earths in 1985, this bad boy was the sequel, essentially. Later on, like in the sort of like late 90s, I believe. And as I say, there is a picture in this book that is similar to what we saw between Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And it's basically, well, there it is. That picture right there. Looks similar, doesn't it? Because you can see Wonder Woman's holding her sword as well. So, yeah. I think Zack Snyder really has poured through the DC universe to gather as many elements of all the source material possible to make this film. We know that this particular book, The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller, has a significant sort of influence to it, especially the line that Bruce, or Batman rather, says to Superman, "I'm going to teach you what it means to be a man." And then you saw earlier on how Superman is saying, "Stay down, if I wanted it, you'd be dead already." So that's showing that Superman is starting to change his ways, obviously with what happened with Zod in Man of Steel. And you, as I say, I've said it so many times, when he killed Zod and he screamed out in anguish, realizing what he'd done, he felt, you know, even though it was necessary, he had no other way. It was justified in a sense. So yeah, he now has this interesting sort of, you know, change of character, as it were. Because I love also the chat between Clark and Bruce at the beginning of the trailer, where you know, Clark is pretty much telling Bruce off for the way that he's handling bad, you know, criminals and such. It's like a one-man reign of terror. And how Bruce comes back saying, "Oh, you're so quick to criticize someone like Batman and how he's above the law, yet it's perfectly okay for the Daily Planet to write a fair, you know, a nice uplifting story about someone who saves cats from trees," and I'm sure that was a dig at Superman the movie, "who saves cats from trees, yet he's an alien and can pretty much punch a planet in half." So they're playing mind games with each other. So I'm sure they know who the other person is. But it was just so good seeing that interaction. And obviously Clark Kent's got his glasses. So he's in full Clark Kent mode, Bruce Wayne. I think Ben Affleck is going to own this role. Not just Bruce Wayne, but Batman as well. I think he's definitely got the he's got the tone, he's got the look, the voice modulation as well when he's Batman really does work for him as well. So I think he's going to do really well. But just seeing Wonder Woman appear there was just fantastic, absolutely brilliant. That was spot on. Who else did we have? Lois appeared in there as well. Who else did we get a shot of? It was pretty much more just Superman, Batman, Lex, and Clark and Bruce, Lois for a bit, Wonder Woman at the end. And not to mention also, we also see Mercy as well. Giving Lex the dead body that is Zod. Which brings me on to the next bit. Doomsday. I didn't expect it. When I first saw the trailer this morning, because I woke up about 6 o'clock this morning, when I saw the trailer this morning, as I was watching it and Doomsday appeared, I was like, I thought, they actually went and done it. They actually went and done it. Now, before I actually talk further about Doomsday, I just want to quickly say, again, people out there doing their absolute best to slate this movie, to bring it down. A lot of people are saying this trailer is the worst trailer possible. It's my anticipation for this film has gone further down, this, that, and the other. Some people saying that's not Doomsday. He doesn't look anything like Doomsday. He looks like the Ninja Turtles from the latest Michael Bay film. And I'm like, does anybody actually take a moment to just sort of step back, look at it, take a closer look at everything, and then try and do your research, have a look at this, find out why this looks like this, why that person is wearing that costume, why this creature looks this way, and not in the way that we have seen them in the comics. Remember, people, whilst we are so excited for these comic book movies, we're not the target audience. We're not the main target audience. We're the reason the movies are getting made, probably, but we are not the main target audience. We probably make up only not even 1% of the vast amount of audiences that are going to see these movies. So for people to sit on their computer, type on their keyboard and slate everything possible regarding DC comic movies, it's perfectly okay to give Marvel the limelight and praise Marvel for everything that they've done. But then you look at DC and everyone's like, oh my God, Warner's are ruining DC. They're killing it. They're making the movies worse, blah, blah. Shut up. Okay, seriously. I know everybody has their issues with Man of Steel. I know it's not the Superman movie that you all wanted it to be. I know it's not Christopher Reeve type Superman or George Reeves or any type of Superman that you deem as Superman. Everyone has their favourite Superman. I love Christopher Reeve dearly. Okay? And I've also seen the George Reeves TV shows. I've also watched Lois and Clark. I've watched Smallville. But for me, I like Henry Cavill as Superman. Because for this generation, he is epitomising the character in every way, shape or form. Okay? Man of Steel is essentially Superman Begins. Okay? Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is going to take him further. He's going to develop his character further. We've seen snippets of it in the trailers. You guys are just not paying attention. You're seeing something and straight away you're like, well, that was shit. That was terrible. Why is he doing this? Why is he behaving like this? Why is he talking like this? It's like, stop concentrating on those little things. Look at the bigger picture. And speaking of bigger pictures, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when we saw that first shot of Doomsday, I've had time to research this as well, by the way, because I was looking for all the different sort of screenshots of the trailer on the internet, and there's one particular shot of Doomsday. We do see his face, and I looked at it and I thought, wait a second. I've seen that sort of face before. That looks familiar to me. And you're going to love this because it is familiar, because it's in a particular comic book that I have, which is called Superman Doomsday. Okay, right here. This pretty much collects a lot of the Doomsday related comic books that have emerged after the death of Superman. Okay, where pretty much Superman goes after Doomsday, or Doomsday goes after Superman, this, that, and the other, you know, they have their fights. But we learn how Doomsday was first created. He was created on Krypton 250,000 years before Kal-El even existed. And as I say, looking at that picture of Doomsday, I searched on the internet, I was like, I'm sure I've seen that face before. And there was a character in this book who created Doomsday. And he created him, what he did was he created a creature to survive the harsh environments. Because back then, Krypton was a harsh planet. Nothing could survive unless it was a very, very strong creature. So these group of scientists were all developing this, you know, genetic... They're basically, you know, genetic scientists, as I would like to call it. And they were developing a creature that could survive the environment. But in order to survive, they had to make it adapt to certain things. To learn to survive, basically. So a creature that had the ability to survive. And this one particular character, I mean, this process took a long time, because as you read this particular part of the book, you see that the lead scientist grows old. You see him age and such. So it becomes apparent that this process has been taking pretty much decades. And the character that I'm referring to is a character by the name of Bertram. And this is how he looks like. See that there? You look at that, then go back to the trailer and look at Doomsday's face very closely. Similar, aren't they? Which then led me to believe that at some point, Zack Snyder has obviously read this book. Because I've also heard that that particular version of Doomsday in the trailer is the first stage. Okay? Dan Jurgens, for those of you who are not familiar with him, he is the guy that wrote Death of Superman. He's the guy that created Doomsday. He tweeted yesterday after he watched the trailer saying, "Not enough bony protrusions." And he's got every right to say that because he created the damn character. But at the same time, when I read on the internet that this is the first stage of Doomsday, I was like, we could get... Okay, I've got to show you it because this is the best picture in the book. We could get this. Okay, we could get that. Alright? At some point in the film, we may get that. So, yeah. So everyone who's been saying, oh, they've spoiled the plot now, they've shown Doomsday, blah-de-blah, we know what's going to happen. Okay. You didn't hear Marvel fans whinge when the Captain America Civil War trailer came out last week, where we saw Winter Soldier and Captain America beating the crap out of Iron Man. Did we? You know, no one complained. Well, and if they did, I didn't really pay attention to those comments, but the majority of the comments were all like, wow, this is going to be awesome. This is going to rock. This film is going to be so awesome. Look how Winter Soldier and Captain America are taking on Tony Stark and Iron Man and Falcon and Scarlet Witch and all that sort of stuff. Black Panther. Guys, you can be excited for both films. No one's going to judge you, okay? I'm excited for both films. I'm excited for all the comic book films that are coming out next year. Okay, we've got no less than 7 comic book movies coming out next year, starting with Deadpool, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, Captain America: Civil War, X-Men: Apocalypse, and then Suicide Squad, Gambit, Doctor Strange. What's the matter with you people? Be happy. If Marvel want to do the light stuff, let them do the light stuff. Warner Brothers want to do the dark stuff, let them do the dark stuff. Something for everybody to enjoy. That's what it's all about. Okay? There's nothing wrong with variety. It is the splice of life, after all. Is it the splice of life or the spice of life? Whatever. Okay? That's what it is. Enjoy. Okay? We've now seen the second trailer. I'm sure the third trailer is probably going to come out about a month before the film's release. So February is coming up. Looking forward to it. I just want the film to be released right now because I can't wait any longer. It's just going to be brilliant. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the trailer and what I'm thinking regarding Doomsday as well. The other thing I want to also touch on, Superman is clearly under Lex Luthor's influence by the looks of things. Whether or not it's a case of he's threatening both Lois and Martha against Superman, and he's probably got something on Bruce as well for him to go up against Superman. Because we see in the trailer where he says, Son of Krypton against the Bat of Gotham. And then obviously when you see him creating Doomsday, he's like, well, if man won't kill God or man won't defeat God, let the devil do it. Essentially. So, yeah, he's definitely got something. Now, the other thing I want to say about this Lex Luthor is that this Lex Luthor is actually the son of Alexander Luthor. His father's dead, so he's pretty much taken over the company. We don't know anything about his father, apart from the fact that he created, the company Lex Corp, or Luthor Corp, and then he changed it to Lex Corp. It could be a Smallville thing, who knows. But, yeah, Superman, Lex, the Lex that we're seeing, played by Jesse Eisenberg, is the son of another Alex Luthor. So, which isn't far off from what we've seen in the comics, especially during the death and return of Superman, where Lex Luthor comes back in a different body, but everybody believes he is the son of the old Lex Luthor, when in fact it's actually the same Lex Luthor, because they saved his brain, because he died from radiation poisoning from kryptonite, if I remember correctly. So they saved his brain and put it into a new body, an Australian body. So he had this big red hair and an Aussie accent as well, I believe. So, yeah. But everybody else believed he was the son of the old Lex Luthor when he's actually the same. So, I'm not saying that that's the case with the film. But that's what happens in, Death and Return of Superman, if you've read those comic books. Another thing I picked up earlier this week at the comics was this. Greatest Battles, Superman versus Batman. And it's pretty much got a lot of their fights that they've had with each other. Where Superman was under the influence, Batman's been under the influence. There's even the Dark Knight Returns in here as well, their final fight. We've got the New 52 as well. So they're all in here. There's even one from, as I say, it's even the New 52 stuff is in here as well. So they're here. So pretty much they've sort of collated the greatest fights into this one trade paperback. I haven't read it. The reason I haven't read it is because I'm actually going to use this in the competition that we are going to be running before Batman v Superman comes out. So look out for that from about February next year, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You heard it here first. Anyway, 25 minutes I've been going at this video, so I do apologise. If you have still been watching, kudos to you. Because you know what I'm like. You guys know me by now, that when I start talking about stuff like this, I will just ramble on as best as I can. I will tear it down, analyse, take a look at this, that, the other. You know me. But yeah, trailer looks amazing. Let me know what you guys thought of it. I've already had a few chats with people on Twitter as well who were just absolutely stoked and excited. As far as the naysayers are concerned, I'm not even going to let them get to me and ruin my excitement for this movie, because just that one shot of the Trinity standing together, that's the reason why I'm a comic book fan. That's the reason why I'm a DC Comics fan. That's what I've been waiting for. And I cannot wait for that film to come out. I'm going to be sat in the cinema. Oh dear. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So anyway, I will leave it there. Thank you all very much for watching. Actually, just before I leave, for those of you watching Flash and Arrow, I've watched the Flash crossover yesterday. I'm going to watch the Arrow Part 2 tonight to see how it all finishes. But it's Legends of Tomorrow looking like it's going to be sweet as hell. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. January is when it kicks off. I can't wait. But yeah, Legends of Today, that was yesterday. Watching Legends of Yesterday tonight. Looking forward to it. Thank you all very much. See you all very soon.